This is called the substrate level phosphorylation. So the answer is B and C. This is relatively a difficult question because this requires you to know the detailed procedure of the glycolysis. And we do have a slide there. If you see these questions, I won't say you don't do it, but you shouldn't mind that too much. Because what you have is you need to go back to C. Phosphoenolpyruvates become a pyruvate, is an ATP generate. What's the name for this ATP generate? Is substrate level phosphorylation. Is that correct? And we said above because the phosphate transfer power of phosphoenolpyruvate is about 64. Based on the voltage value measurements, is much higher than the ATP become ADP. That is only like 31. That's why they can do it naturally. That is called substrate level phosphorylation. So this is relatively difficult. You need to go back to see the original slides. How does fermentation of glucose differ from the oxidation of glucose? Fermentation is anaerobic, oxidation can be aerobic or anaerobic. That is correct. Fermentation produces less ATP per glucose molecule than oxidation does. Yes, that's correct. Glucose is about different than when it is organized by respiration. What do you think? Yeah, that should be good. So the answer is ABC. But the year when I do the exam, if you say the AB, that's fine. So either DE at that moment, I said, well, give you the credits. Okay? I don't want to be that picky to talk about all these. How was aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration similar? We did. Inorganic molecule as a terminal electron acceptor. Primary purpose of catabolism. What's the means of catabolism? Generate ATP. Anabolism, using ATP. Oh, this is hard. Which one? Oh, we don't have to worry about this. This is Bogotia. That's, you can cross this one out. One term of Krebs cycle generates. We did already. So, obviously, 0 years, FADH2 created. There is substrate level ATP generator, which is represented as GTP. So all the others, ABC is done. They never had an NADPH in the Krebs cycle, so the answer is D. 3 NADH, 1 FADH. 1, 2, 3. 3 NAD reduced to NADH2, 1 FAD reduced to FADH2, 1 GDP becomes GTP. Is that right? That's very clear. Oh, you don't have to worry about 15. I didn't talk about that. These you don't have to worry. Okay, that's almost done. Not done yet. Remember, these are for your practice. What are the important things when we talk about here? Never forget 7 principles of HACCP. If I'm asking you, that is the answer. Why this is important? Some of you in the future could work in an industry, even the internship for the HACCP training, marketing, or even certification. That's why you need to know the HACCP. You don't have to remember, but the concept you need to know. What's the full name? Right on the top. Hazard analysis and the critical control points. So don't forget. Okay, another thing. What are the 4 major items of GAP? That's called the good agriculture practices. Right there. safe soil, clean water, clean surface, and clean hands. So don't forget about here. That is important. Okay, now I just point out some of the key things we need to know. Okay, we go here. What are the key things we need to know? I said there is a very important thing you should always remember is the temperature control during the scottering. Scottering temperature had hot scottering and soft scottering. That's all. You can use lower temperature. Some people using 45 degrees Celsius to feeling comfortable. But your cultivation bacteria. Salmonella grow very well at 45 degrees Celsius, grow rapidly. Some of you said I'm using 70 degrees Celsius hot water. I can kill bacteria, but will cause lipidization. Then what happened? That's why I always want to emphasize people. That's what happened. If you're using 70 degrees Celsius water to do scottering, lipidization. Look at the chilling tank, how horrible it is. 40% positive Brazilian salmonella come out 53%. Increase cross-contamination. So the temperature control is important. So I may have a question asked. Can you explain, if you're working in a poultry plants, why the temperature control is important for the scottering process? And here are 2 slides is the answer. Why? That's very important. Some of you maybe have internship at poultry plants in somewhere in West Virginia at East Panhandle at Hardy County. You may meet those things. You may have those experiences. So that's why this is important. What are the number 2 and number 1 antimicrobials using in the chilling and online reprocessing process? Always remember perioxycitic acids, number 1, followed by chlorine. Those are the 2 things that should never be forgotten. Okay? So we should be all done with this exam. So exam 3 will take place next week, Tuesday. Thursday we don't have a class because it's a research day. I will be around the building 7:45 in the morning until 5 o'clock, and you guys will come to listen to sections. Okay, we don't have the class because it's a research day, it's a big day for Davis College. Following that, we'll have a 1 guest lecture, then we have you guys do the presentation. We will have 1 day before the end of the semester, will be a flexible day for exam. Any of you feeling you didn't do well for exam 1, 2, and 3, you feel free that day to redo it. It will be right here, the same question. So we'll be reduce your stress. We don't have time to let you do 3, but if you have time, you can do 2 exams. Okay? So that's fine. Thank you.